Hello, everyone. Welcome to Tangle Time Arts. My name is Nana Heron, and I'm a certified Zentangle teacher. I'm a CZT 36, actually. And today I thought we'd take a look at Narfello. I've been playing around with this tangle for a couple of weeks, and it's really fun with the wavy lines. And so that's our project for today. You'll need the basic supplies. So a white tile or sketchbook or piece of computer paper to practice on, a black pen, a number 2 pencil, a tortillon, and optional would be a gel pen in your favorite color. I'm using a blue metallic jelly roll today, but that's totally optional. You can make do with just the basic supplies. So take a moment to gather those. And I always like to take a moment to appreciate the tiles. I just love the texture of those. All right, once you've gathered your supplies, we're going to start with the 4 dots today. 1 in each corner. You want to do that lightly. I'm using a little pressure so that you can see better. You just put 1 in each corner. And from that point, then we're going to connect the 4 dots. I never try to make a straight line because I can't. So I actually add a little bit of a curve to my lines. And again, you want to do that lightly, but I'm using a little bit of pressure so that you can see better. Once you have something that looks kind of like that, you're going to set aside your pencil and take your black pen. I'm using an apprentice pen today. Those are my favorite because they're very affordable and they have the plastic nib on the end, so they're a little more forgiving if you're a bit heavy-handed like I am. I like to press a little bit. And Narfello starts with these wonderful wavy lines. We use the S curve. And I'm just gonna go ahead and put one down. So with this tangle, the more wavy the lines are, the more fun it is. And then we're just gonna aura that. Um, so because I am going to put something inside these, I'm going to leave a little bit of extra space. But if you're practicing with this, you can try putting your next wavy lines closer, or you can even try putting them further away. So we'll just keep adding these, and we're just basically making auras. Of the original, like that. So we have our wavy lines, more or less. And then from there, we're going to start anytime there's a curve, you're going to kind of trace along that and come over to the next bump on the neighboring one. All right. So we have, these are kind of half curves, but I'm going to finish those off. And on this bump over here, then we're going to alternate and come over to this side. So we come over to that bump there. And you can make these kind of straight, or if you're able to, you can kind of curve them a little bit. And then we're going to go back to the same stroke we did before. So we're just alternating. And I think I'll actually just kind of leave it like that for now. I'm going to, at this point, kind of aura on the inside. So we have these wonderful shapes here, and we can use this like a reticula and put something inside. But before we do, for each one of these shapes, I'm just going to aura on the inside. Your shapes might be more uniform than mine. I find that when I've spaced these further apart, they're not quite as uniform as when I have them closer together. Kind of look like flames a little bit. They're kind of cool. All right, so you probably have something that looks similar to that. And once we have all of those auras on the inside, we're going to put our black pen away for the moment. You could, if you would like, you can experiment with putting another aura in until it gets smaller and smaller and smaller. But we're going to do something a little different. At this point, I'm going to take my jelly roll here. And if you don't have a jelly roll, that's okay. You can use your black pen and do this. In the center of each one, I'm just going to put a single printa. But you can do that with your black pen too. I just thought I'd add a little bit of color today. Um, so I chose this lovely blue metallic jelly roll. So for each one, I'm just adding a single printa. And I'm starting in the areas where I can put a whole printa in. And then down here, I think we can fit some in. And if you're new to print, I guess I should take a step back and explain. You're just starting with basically a little C and you're going to aura around it. Now this one's going to be kind of like a half prita because we've got a half space here. The same here. All right. Once you have those in, you can put the cap on that pen and pick up your black pen again. And we're just going to go back in and add some orbs. We're going to stack them coming out from the prita. So we'll do that for each space here. You might be able to fit 3 in or 2 in, or some spaces like this one, probably only going to get 1. So you just take your time and fill those in. I don't really work in any particular order. I tend to go where my heart takes me. But if you would like to work line by line, absolutely you can. This area, I'm just going to kind of fill in a half orb there. The same here. How are we doing? Are we filling these in comfortably? Remember to hold your pen lightly and always remember to stop and breathe sometimes. And just enjoy the process. And we're getting this lovely wavy pattern through there. Like that. And then what we can do is we can go in, and I like to fill in these little, I like to ink in these little spaces here. And it just really brings the tangle to life. It does take a little time. You can see the difference between these areas and these areas. I think this would also look really cool on different colored tiles. So if you get a chance to experiment with that, I would really recommend it. I try to keep my suggested supplies very basic for the demos so that you can follow along at home. But definitely experiment with different colors and of paper and different colors of ink. If you feel like you'd like to. All right, we're about half and half now, so you can kind of definitely see a difference between these over here and these here. Which do you like better? Another thing that you could do is take a different gel pen and you could add color to these areas, but I'm going to leave those white. Because I'm kind of a minimalist when it comes to adding color. I like the tradition of the original black and white with the shading. You need to take a break from filling in these spaces. Go ahead and pause this because it can get a little intense with the small spaces. And I think we just have this one left. All right, I think I got all of them. They're all inked in. And the blue is really cute with this, but any color would have been awesome. Um, a lot of times when I add color, I do like to add red because the red contrasts nicely with the black. All right, let's put the cap on our pen and pick up our pencil. Again, there's many different ways that you could shade this, but I'm actually going to just add shading to some of these orbs because they're tucked a little bit behind the previous one. And along this top line, I'm just going to go ahead and shade that in. All right, so then we're adding graphite to the orbs. I'm kind of working my way from left to right for this so that I don't forget any spaces. Some along the bottom here. And then I think I'll just add some graphite here along these edges and then blend it out to the pencil line. Hopefully your pencil line is a lot lighter than mine, so it won't show that much. All right, and then once you're satisfied with the amount of graphite you have on there, you can pick up your tortillon. Remember, if you find that your graphite's a little too light after we've blended, you can always go back and add more. You can always go back and add more. The thing you don't want to do probably is to add too much in the beginning. But sometimes we get happy surprises and it looks great. All right, so I'm just gonna kind of use my tortillon and blend out these areas lightly. And I really didn't add any to the smallest orbs because there's not enough space to do so. We're just trying to give the impression that these orbs are a little bit behind the printout. Blending out this along here. I'm going to rotate my tile so it's easier for me to work on and blend this out along there. And I'm going to start on this side first. And I'm just kind of blending this in really well along the ink line and then kind of pulling it towards the pencil line. I'm pulling it towards me. So it has that appearance of being darker along the ink line. We'll do the same on the other side. I've got my corners a little darker as well. And at this point, if you'd like to go back in and add some graphite, you can certainly do so. But I'm happy with this the way it is. It's really cute. I love the wavy lines and these shapes. They can be straighter or curvier depending on how you make these lines here. You can do it straighter or with more of a curve. You can put these closer together, or you can have them wider apart. And when they're wider apart, then of course you can add fragments, tangles to each area using this as a reticula. All right, so we can put our initials on there, our top on there, and I'm going to tuck it right into the corner here for me. So you can put yours wherever you'd like. And then on the back, we have our Tangle of the Week number 20. And I like to put my name on there. And let's see here. We had see if it can focus a little better here. What's going on? There we go. I like to put my name and the date. We're on week 20 and it's Narfello. All right. So here's again the finished one. And I hope you had a lot of fun with that. I'm going to experiment with this one a little more and try different fragments in those spaces because it's a lot of fun to do and it's very pretty. And I just love the wavy lines. So I hope this was fun for you, as much fun as it was for me. And if you liked this video, please like and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. I'll have to think about what we're doing. I'd like to do something in the round again. So I'll be thinking about that. Have a great week. And remember, I love you guys. All right, take care. Bye.